What is going on, everyone? Welcome into BP Insights. So let's get into it. So, beautiful day out. I say that sarcastically because it's raining, but beautiful day to get after it. To be honest, why wouldn't you say it's a beautiful day to get after it? I think every day you really gotta have the mindset to get a little bit better. I think that's why I've left the gym the last couple of days a little sad, because I know that I didn't really give. I know that there was probably more I could have gave. I think that's when you're disappointed at the end of a day, at the end of a gym session, at the end of making a YouTube video, at the end of a meeting, whatever it is. If you didn't give your all, I think you can be a little disappointed if you know that you held back a little bit. But I say I didn't give, I still was doing, I hit a pretty hard deadlift yesterday. Could have went heavier on lunges. Abs did a pretty good job. 50 leg raises, 50 sit-ups. Did some bench. I think about sometimes I think I didn't go hard enough, but then I look back to the end of the workout and I'm like, I went pretty hard overall. But yeah. Yeah, I love how going to the gym frequently, you really don't. Even if you do get sick, it is only for a day or two. It's just something like a minor cold. That's what I really like about the gym. I think that's what everyone should embrace about the gym. It's just, it really not only helps you stay healthy for just feeling better in general, but just it just helps prevent sickness. I always knew that it helped prevent getting sick, but I didn't realize how much it helped prevented you from getting sick. Yeah, I think Joe Rogan was spot on. He had a take about, there's a lot of people that don't like to hit the gym. And, what I say to them is, there's a lot of people that say they're too overweight, too limited in their movement to go to the gym. And what you have to say to those people, there's always something you can do. Joe Rogan talked about, there was a lady on who said that, her dad can't even move. Joe Rogan's like, well, or can't exercise because he's too overweight, hardly can move. Joe Rogan's like, well, can he walk? If he could walk to the fridge, he could do something. Point being that there's something he could do, whether it's jumping jacks, he could try to do maybe 1 to 2 push-ups. You could walk. There's always, even if you are really overweight, unhealthy, there's always something you can do to try to, as far as exercise is concerned. Yeah, I watched the movie Wolf of Wall Street recently, and that is an interesting movie. Just, it's kind of, I guess what stands out about that movie is, you think about Jordan Belfort, he sent a plane to try to rescue him, and geese or some sort of, geese or some sort of bird flew in the engine, and the plane blew up. So he's talking about, in the movie, he talks about what a sign from God to really change his life. Because he was still rescued. He was on a ship out in the middle of the ocean. Still rescued, but that plane he sent crashing, that's when he knew he really had to get his life in order. Because I think you look at Jordan Belfort, I think he was a good guy, just made some mistakes. Good guy, drugs got the better of him. But I think that really got him to kind of refocus, and kind of shift gears in his life, stop doing stuff that was illegal, and kind of use the things that he understood about the stock market and selling to really do some good in his life. It's crazy that someone was living that way. I say crazy, there's a lot of people that are addicted to drugs, do a lot of drugs, but in the case of Belfort, it's crazy that he lived. Think about how many people do drugs and they just do drugs one time, or do drugs on just a random occasion and they just drop over dead. So you think about, like, what are the odds that didn't happen to him? You just did a shit ton of morphine, a shit ton of coke, and then he, just dropped over dead. Like, the odds of that happening were, there was a chance of that happening, and it didn't. Yeah, that's a good movie. I think that's an interesting thing. They're talking about how Jonah Hill's character was trying to put the camera over here. Jonah Hill's character was trying to sue, or the guy that was the guy that Jonah Hill played, that guy in real life was trying to sue Jonah Hill for the way he kind of portrayed him. I guess he wasn't really that, like, crazy and doing all that stupid stuff and just doing drugs. It wasn't like binging drugs like that. So the guy was trying to sue. I think he did win a lawsuit. I'll have to look that up, but I found that was kind of fascinating. And then that scene, I think that scene was true in real life about him just getting crazy high on opiates, driving his car and smashing it into everything. I thought that was pretty wild. Yeah, that's a really good movie. Enjoy watching that. Yeah, ready to get after it today. Hopefully today goes by pretty quick. And I think a lot of people when it's raining think it's like depressing, but some days kind of the dreary rain kind of bothers me, but some days I don't mind it. I think it just kind of depends. I know there's a lot of people that just dreary rain just kind of is super depressing to them. But yeah, I don't always really mind it. Yeah, today in the gym I'm going to hit mostly upper body, incline bench press, dips, probably have some dips today, seated rows, lat pulled out. Thursday's a workout I really like. It's just it's a tough workout, but yeah, it's a lot of upper body exercise I really like. Dumbbell pullovers, seated rows like I said. Trying to think what else, chin-ups. Yeah, today's a tough one as far as upper body's concerned, but yeah, you gotta love like a day of like a good upper body day. I think it's always really nice. It's always enjoyable. Chin-ups. Chin-ups are tough, especially after you've done like a few exercises. That's what I really noticed. Chin-ups really are tough. I can't remember if I do pull-ups on this workout too. So it's 5 sets of 10 chin-ups, 5 sets of 10 dumbbell pullovers, 5 sets of 10 incline bench press, 5 sets of 10 dips. I'm trying to think about what other exercises there are. Oh, it's also incline dumbbell press too. So yeah, this one's brutal as far as back, chest. As far as back and chest, it's what this day primarily. As far as back and chest, this is a pretty brutal one. Especially if you're going heavy too. If you're going lighter, I feel like this day is like this day you enjoy more if you're going lighter, but if you're going heavy, it really sucks. If you're going heavy, you feel it after the first, incline bench press and incline dumbbell press, and after a few of those, you really feel it. But yeah, I think that's what's cool about going to the gym for a long time is it's not that you don't get tired, but it's not like you're just like shot like you almost can't do anymore. I think that's how your body kind of adapts and how your body really strengthens. It goes up in endurance wise. You get tired. The tired is more so you're kind of just like tired, and is in like your body's like, okay, I could be good right now. It's not like tired like your body can't really. Your body's just too fatigued, too swollen, too worn down to want to keep going. So I think that's what's cool about in the gym is it's like you get tired, but it's not a tired like, oh man, like I don't know if I have anything left to give for this gym session. I noticed driving, a lot of people slow down like in a downpour, like in the downpour rain. But I noticed like when it's snowing, people don't slow down as much. It's interesting. I mean, people slow down when it's snowing, but I feel like people are more serious about slowing down during the rain. I think probably because during the rain, like visibility isn't as good, especially in a downpour. Not obviously visibility can be tough when it's snowing really hard, but I think that once like the rain causes really that anxiety of not being able to see. So yeah, man, yesterday, I've said this multiple times, a lot of days I'm really not feeling it to work out, but yesterday especially I really was not feeling it. But yesterday was the case, once I got going I felt better, and once I got that sweat going, you really feel a lot better. But if you don't get that sweat going, it can be really tough. Yeah, you get that sweat going, you start feeling good, you start getting into a rhythm. And I think what's tough about the gym is some reps hurt really bad. There's reps that you're gonna do a set of 10. It's gonna be heavy. It might hurt you a little bit. It hurts you in a bad way too. It's like it's gonna be, it's gonna be really uncomfortable, but you just gotta know. just have to set it down, take a deep breath, and do another set. Yeah, I think today I really got to emphasize going heavy. Doing reps is great, but like I said, I think the ultimate satisfaction comes when you're doing heavy weights and you're going up in weights and you're really challenging yourself every day. I think that's where a lot of the satisfaction comes from. Yeah, I mean, it's important to go heavy because, your brain, like for me doing a lot of the workouts with just heavy volume, a lot of times your brain just kind of gets too content with doing the lower weight, high volume. Like, you just don't want your brain to get bored. I think that's what's important about going heavy is you want to keep your brain on edge and knowing that you need to kind of exert as much energy as you can to do some of these heavier weights. But yeah, I think a lot of times to have success in the gym, you really got to go in with the attacking mindset. Like today, I'm gonna attack it today. I'm not gonna let the workout get the better of me. Not that you guys necessarily get the better of a workout, but I'm gonna really get after it so this workout, doesn't really hurt me. Because if you go into the mindset you want to just attack it, and you're gonna go hard, and you're not gonna care how you feel. A lot of times, that's how you have some of your best workouts. If you start doing a couple sets, you're like, I feel like crap today. You're gonna keep thinking about that the whole time instead of just thinking about how do I keep attacking this? How do I, get through this? How do I, or can I challenge myself to do more weight? You're gonna start asking, when you go in with the attacking mindset, you're gonna start asking the questions of, how do I get better at this workout? I think that's why, attacking things aggressively, confidently is, oftentimes the ultimate goal to really get better. I got a little rain in the vicinity today. Hopefully it doesn't rain all day. Hopefully it's just like for a couple hours. It had been such nice weather here too in Michigan. It hadn't been a nice longer fall. 60, 70 degrees some days here in Michigan. I think people just don't expect. You think November, because years past, I always thought beginning of November, you'd say it's over. I noticed that there's almost every day in November. Most years there's at least one day early in November where it's just cold, snowy, and you're just like, oh yeah, winter's here. But so far, I mean, it appeared the last couple of days have been colder, but yeah, so far it appears like it's going to be appears that it could be a mild winter. Now sometimes the winter, it seems like it lasts forever here in Michigan, which sucks. Sometimes it's snowing, and it's snowing even early May, end of April, early May. I mean, that's just that just kind of sucks. But yeah, it's nice, or it's been nice for the most part these past couple weeks. Yeah, I think When you talk about the attacking mindset in the gym, I think a lot of times you have to have that attacking mindset with anything, whether it's work. You know, sometimes you go into work and you're feeling overwhelmed. You know, you're thinking like it's going to be a long day. How are you going to get stuff done today? If you go into the mindset, you know, kind of that positive mindset in the back of your mind, you go into the mindset, I'm going to get after it today. You know, whatever challenge, whether it's work or it's school or, you know, in a relationship, whatever challenge life throws at you, you're just going to be prepared to attack it, prepared to, you know, say today your girlfriend just calls you and breaks up with you. You can either do, you know, you can either sit around for a couple days and, you know, feel sorry for yourself, accomplish nothing, or you can say, yeah, I feel like crap, but I'm going to convert that energy that I feel, you know, into doing other things positive in my life. I'm going to convert that into getting an A on this test I got coming up. I'm going to convert that into training harder in the gym, becoming a better boxer, and working towards beating the best guy at my boxing gym. So I guess that's the thing about, once you've listened to enough kind of advice on getting over breakups, you know, breakups, number one, are a crappy thing. But once you've listened to a number of guys' advice on breakups, then the best thing to take away from him is you have the opportunity to convert extra energy into, you know, becoming even better. I think that's the ultimate. People say try to win the breakup, you know, get her back and da-da-da. Now, how about you look at it as, you know, with all this extra energy, all this extra kind of fuel, heartbreak, why don't you use that to just become an even better guy, become even better looking, become even more confident, become even more charismatic, improve status, make some more money, use all those things to attract even a more quality girl. I think if there's one thing that really gets women triggered once they leave a guy, it's not even as much them self-improving and become a better guy, but seeing them seeing that guy that they left replace them, or get a better looking girlfriend. Now, you can argue the girl doesn't really care because she's moved on, which is true, which can be true, but I think oftentimes if that girl really liked that guy at one point, and that guy was her best option, you know, and she sees him level up, she sees him get a more attractive girl, I think that can really hurt that girl. Self-improvement's key. But I think because guys talk about self-improvement helps you get girls, I think why self-improvement helps you get girl, I don't think there's as much of a direct correlation between self-improvement and getting girls. I think it's more so when you self-improve, you more so have the mindset, you more so immediately have more of an abundant mindset. I think a lot of guys because here's the thing, if you're an average guy, you could get a girl, you just need to get approach a lot of girls. I think why average guys struggle so much is not necessarily because they're not going to attract as many girls as a high value guy. It's just that they take a few rejections, and those rejections really discourage them even more so. And then when they do get a girl, they really kind of just hone in on that girl. So I think that a lot of average guys just not necessarily, you know, they can hear have an abundance mindset, you know, plenty of fish in the sea, but it's a lot harder to implement when you're getting rejected more frequently, you're not getting as good a cooperation, and when you do get a girl, you know, you are kind of just hell-bent on trying to keep her. So I think back to my point was self-improvement. When you self-improve and you get rejected by a girl, you don't obviously it's a little disappointing, but you kind of have the thoughts in your mind like, okay, I have a true belief that I'll find a girl as attractive, if not more attractive. I think that's the other thing with average guys, or guys that are below average, whatever. They can, if they get rejected by a girl, it hurts. Maybe not for every average guy or below it. It hurts, but the reason why it hurts because you kind of like you're leaving yourself scratching your head like, oh, she rejected me. Is another girl that's as attractive as her gonna reject me too? What? Do I even dare approaching a girl that's more attractive than her? I think that's what can be so tough about average guys, is they don't really have the belief is not really strong in their mind that they can find another attractive girl. I think that's what can be tough. But I was listening to FitX Fearless. I think he was spot on talking about how, once you just start looking really good, you're just gonna get, women just can't help but thirst. And that doesn't mean they necessarily like you, but you're gonna see women, looking at you more, giving you, crazy looks, and that's immediately just gonna give you a boost of confidence. Because I think once you've improved your looks enough, or you're getting a lot of looks from girls, I think, it can make you a little delusional to think all those girls want you, but it also gives you a belief like, there is enough women out there that find me attractive, so odds are there's going to be at least 1-2 women I can find that find me attractive and would really like me and respect me and want to hang out with me. So I think improving your looks obviously helps you for not only attracting girls, but giving you that belief that you could always find a girl that's attracted to you, really likes you, and respects you. So I think that's what's really cool. Kind of got to be careful driving here in the rain. Almost construction too. Almost just smoked one of those construction cones. Yeah, it's crazy how much construction there is just everywhere. Even the winter, not as much, but just wish they would get this shit done in the spring and summer. Seems like sometimes it just takes forever. Semi passing me, or this truck. Gotta respect truck drivers driving to shit in the rain. But I was talking to one truck driver. He was like, he was doing deliveries. Like, do you like doing this? He's like, yeah, I get paid a shit ton and I don't really do shit. I think that's cool. It's cool to hear people enjoying their job, but yeah, that's what's cool, since less people don't want to work. The people that want to do these a little bit more difficult jobs, or jobs that people don't want to do, they're gonna reap the benefits of getting paid more for doing this shit. Yeah, I wonder how much it is for some of these truck drivers. It's if you like to drive, what the hell, it's probably a nice job. But if you don't like to drive, it's probably not the best job for you. get but I'm sure you feel more confident once you get that CDL. I wonder I don't even know how that works. How someone wants to comment that. I don't know how long that training works. It'd be interesting to know. You have to be careful up here. That's where the traffic comes to like a fucking stop. I almost just smashed into someone the other day because this traffic just comes to like a dead stop up here. Yep. Right to a dead stop. Not quite yet up here though. So I gotta listen to Andrew Tate Piers Morgan, excuse me, interview. I thought it was like fake. The thumbnail was kind of like shitty, so I thought it was like a fake interview. But it's real. It's real. Piers Morgan, Tate, Part 3. First interview post prison with Piers Morgan. It's crazy this is his third time interviewing him. I didn't even think they would do a third interview because the first two didn't really go that well. So, well, they went pretty well, but Piers was really coming after him. Second interview, not as much, but the first interview was really coming after Tate. That's where this shit comes to a stop. Yeah, I wonder what he'll ask him in this interview. You know, I feel like he really hammered him with questions. You know, the first couple. First one especially, they talked about, you know, depression, women, kind of like depression, women, not as much money, but kind of the big things. Andrew Tate, kind of the two most controversial topics, you know, with Andrew Tate. I don't know what they'll talk about with this one, but the second one I think they went a little bit more political. Yeah, so I wonder, this one obviously I watched like the first few minutes, it starts asking him about the charges and stuff like that, but yeah, I wonder what else to get into. What else did they talk about in the second one? I'm trying to think, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to hear this. You know, Tate, you know, he doesn't do as many podcasts anymore. This is the first one he's done, unless there was one I didn't see. I think this is the first one he's done in a while. Yeah, they're always good. I think he's more selective with who he does it with now, as far as podcasts. Now, there's so many good ones though, but you know, I think what's crazy with Andrew Tate, he said, you know, so many things that were spot on, and he hasn't really been on a lot of podcasts. He's talking about how he turned down doing a lot of them, but there's really not that many. But like he was saying just so the stuff, his speaking was so fluent. The stuff he was saying was so on point that, like, the ones he's done, though, there's enough cut-ups and clips. Shit, I forgot my water. Fuck. Damn it. Yeah, he's interesting to listen to. I remember that psychologist said he was like the Michael Jordan of speaking. And he really is. You say a lot of people are good at articulating his thoughts. I think he's obviously good at doing that, but I think Andrew Tate is the epitome of, he's a guy that understands. He knows, like, the topics he talks about. He's researched so much, and he's researched so much, and I'm sure at times he's, with people close to him, he's talked about them so much that he's so confident in talking about those topics that it's just like a natural flow. I think that's what you talk about, people who are good at articulating their thoughts, people are good at speaking. A lot of times that comes from talking about things that they've researched so much and that they've discussed publicly already or privately with someone close to them, so that they're talking about those things so much that they have the confidence. It's just like a natural flow when you talk about it. Like, if you're an expert on fishing, it's probably a pretty smooth conversation, flow when you're talking to your buddies about fishing. If you're an expert on, I don't even know, if you're an expert on the stock market, it's probably a pretty easy conversational flow talking to people about the stock market. Like, for me, I know quite a bit about football, so talking about football, it's a pretty easy conversation flow. Yeah, I think I have a little regret not going heavier yesterday in the gym. Should have went a little heavier on leg press. Should have went a little heavier on squat. Or I actually did go heavy on deadlift, but probably should have went a little bit heavier overall on deadlift. I'd say this: deadlift's one of those lifts that once you start doing heavy amounts of weight, that's when you really feel like you're a beast. Because I think deadlift is one of the more accurate, or it's one of the lifts that's more, it's one of the key lifts for overall strength. If you deadlift a lot, I think that's a key. That shows that you are pretty strong. It's one of the best indicators of strength. Every gym has this, but there's some pretty big dudes at every gym. And you wonder, there's this one guy at that gym that's pretty big, but I don't even know necessarily if he's on roids, to be honest. I think he's been going there for a long time, but that's the thing. You go to the gym every day, you can get pretty dang big, strong, just by, even me, not even like an expert on lifting, but at least having a program. On the days I kind of divert from my program, just doing, lifting is, going as hard as I can in the few workouts I do. Just doing that every day combined with a good clean diet, that goes a long way. So I guess if you want to boil down success in the gym, if you want to simplify it, it's, steak, eggs, grilled chicken, as clean eating as possible, no alcohol, no cheat days, and then just doing something in the gym every day, even if you're not training like Rocky. You can just do those two things, eat clean, no cheat days, no alcohol, and go into the gym every day, even if you're not having like an insane workout. Just by doing those two things, you're probably going to get yourself a pretty good physique. So I'm all about simplifying things. I think simplifying things is key. It's like when you talk football, it's like, what's the key to win football games? There's a lot of different strategies in the game of football. You can pass to win, you can play good defense, but the main way, the keys to win a lot of times in football is run the ball and stop the run. If you can do those two things, you probably can win just about every game, or control the line of scrimmage. But obviously, or if you want to boil it down to one way, control the line of scrimmage on both sides. But to boil it down into, I guess, two different ways to win in the game of football: stop the run, or be able to run the ball and stop the run. If you can do those two things, put yourself in a position to win just about every game. And then with dating, I guess if you just want to simplify dating into a couple, I guess two different terms, or two different statements, if you will. I guess it kind of boils down to, with dating, it's talk to as many girls as possible. Obviously that can be easier said than done, so you got to get the courage of that, but talk to every girl you find attractive, ask her out. She says no, move on. So basically, abundance, approach every girl you're interested in. Abundance mentality, and then she's not interested, move on. Save time. Do those two things, you got yourself a chance to have success. Because that's the thing I struggle with. I just don't approach enough. That's a lot of where my struggles really boil down to. That's the thing I talk about. This guy I listened to made this argument that if you're a guy who, if you're comparing two different guys, you take an average looking guy, say he's just average in every single way, average confidence, average whatever, the most average guy you see on the street, and but he approaches every attractive girl. I mean, he's just ruthless about it. And you take a good looking guy who, say he's fairly confident, whatever, to talk to girls, but he just doesn't approach as much. The average guy is going to approach every girl, you gotta like his chances more, just because it's just, because dating, a lot of people have talked about, a lot of times dating is a numbers game. So scenario one with the guy who's average in every way that's going to spam approach, often, the numbers and stats will just, playing the numbers game, is going to be in his favor. And the thing I noticed about, if you're a guy that approaches a lot of women, once you get one woman, it's easier to get two. And then if you are getting girls say you're getting girls in an environment where other girls see you're getting girls, then that can help you attract other. So there's just, I think it is just approaching and having successful women can be a snowball effect. not really to help you improve in life, because having success in dating doesn't really necessarily help you in life. I mean, at times can give you kind of some dopamine boosts and some feel-good boosts, but it doesn't help you in life, but it does help you. It is a snowball effect in the sense that, once you start to have success with it, you can just, it seems like it's, once you get the one girl, once you get two girls, it just seems like, getting, that another girl, that third or fourth girl just seems a little bit easier. You're going to learn a lot about women. You're going to learn how to approach. You're going to learn when not to approach. You're going to learn when to bail. You're going to learn when to, you're going to learn when a girl's just using you. You're going to be able to anticipate when she's going to flake. So a lot of this knowledge just kind of comes with experience. And I think that's the thing about why sometimes, watching videos are good, but why sometimes videos can be a bad thing is because you don't really, because I guess, R.S.D. Tyler said it best. Field experience is key. Because that's the thing. What works, pretty much, if a guy finds something to work, it'll work for every guy. So I guess that's kind of the argument for why watching videos is important. So say one guy does a technique of, I don't know, say, Kroger's over there. Say you go into that Kroger's and you see a girl you find attractive and you approach her and say, I'm broke, I'm a loser, I binge Netflix all day and play Call of Duty. Say you go say that line to her. Now, obviously, most people would think, nah, it's not going to work. But if, you happen to be her type, she finds you attractive, she'll just laugh about it, or, and she'll, make it, she'll, laugh briefly, and she could possibly, just continue the conversation with you because she's interested. But a guy that she doesn't find attractive says that, she'd probably be like, what the hell? So that's the thing, that could work for someone, but, for someone else, maybe not so much. Because that's what I talk about. I always say I think a lot of girls are really 50-50 on you. I think there's a lot of guys that, maybe with lower self-esteem think that there's a lot of, that women are only low interest. Or women mostly have low interest for guys. I really would say it's more so girls who kind of just have medium interest. They just say, he's all right. Unless you are just really short, overweight, just unattractive, there's always going to be, if you're just a decent looking guy, there'll always be a lot of girls who'll be like, he's all right. But yeah. So I'm gonna wrap with that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay tuned for more episodes and clips from the show.